Hey there, welcome to Soulfully Illumined and the first full moon of this new year, 2023. And this first full moon falls in Cancer, which is that watery symbol, but also representing the mother energy. And we have that going on with the Mercury retrograde that's happening. So we have a bit of a slow start to the year, more of an inward start to the year. And so the major themes for this full moon, it feels more of like a womb, a focus on the womb, a focus on the root and sense of security and stability. And keyword is sense, using the feeling, using, the intuition, using the watery energies of the feeling sense. And so this full moon is bringing up some interesting energies. And this first line here is about the collective. The second line is the pick-a-pile aspect of this reading. And looking at these cards for this full moon, it feels like what's coming up to be released for this full moon is those things that have been holding us back from feeling a sense of security, a sense of wonder, and opening ourselves really fully to the experience of being in the present moment. And so what we will be seeing with the ignition and the fire, you can see this whole symbol through here, right? And it's similar. Oh, look at that. And it's here too. Adventure in the South. Interesting. Okay, so then you have here the same circular sort of energy imagery here. And then you see south, which is the same sort of imagery, right? So it's kind of like we're looking at what's in the womb, what's in the root of our way of being, right? And that root way of being really stems from the womb, stems from childhood and before that. So that's now coming up to be looked at and to be transmuted. It's coming up for us to see what's been residing there, and for some of us, a very long time. So we can then see it, transmute it, and build something new with this North expansion card. Taking it up into our awareness and through the crown into our third eye and crown, and really creating that imagery around us. So this time, and even this with willpower, creating the world that we truly want. But in order to really create it, we need to see it. We need to see the contrast. We need to see what's already there within us. Because as we continue to move through life and we still have that residual fear or dissonance within us, it's going to prevent that fulfillment, that freedom, that clarity. And even under here, we have the circle again, right? And to me, the circle represents the feminine energy, right? The womb as well. And it's like underneath that, we have the willpower. It's like lighten your load. So yet again, taking all of that off the back, becoming aware of it within your consciousness, within your sight, and then transmuting it into something so much more expansive that works for you. Yes, inspiration. So the energies at this time for this full moon, that goes like that, is really going to be impacting the root chakra up to the sacral chakra, and then in turn the solar plexus. I'm getting heart energy as well. It's all connected really, but those are the key chakras that this energy, this full moon energy is really impacting, really coming up for us to release that stuff that's just been holding us back. So with that being said, my friends, what it's doing too, and I can see that 2 peeking out and the 8, which equals a 10. It is a completion moment. And a time where that fire starts to ignite within us all, recognizing, depending on where we all are on our journey, how we can truly be a conscious creator in this world. So, with that being said, my friends, we have 3 piles. Let's go a little deeper, shall we? We have the yellow calcite over here with pile 1. We have the amanzanite crystal with pile 2. And pile 3, we have the white quartz or clear quartz. So go ahead and feel into these piles, and I will see you at your timestamp. Hey there, if you picked the yellow calcite, pile 1, this reading is for you. So first off, we're going to look at is how are these energies impacting you for this full moon in Cancer? Love it. We have the Justice card. And you know what? That's exactly what I was feeling. So when I was tapping into you, I felt the word expansion and to breathe. The energies coming in for you, pile 1, are really just opening up your body, opening up your energetic field to allow more light in. I'm hearing light codes in. The energy is really coming in to purify and to lighten the load off your shoulders, lighten the load off of your physical vessel. And I'm hearing ethereal body. So you may feel called at this time to just kind of be by yourself, to rest, to rejuvenate, and to be quiet or be in the stillness. It may be difficult at some moments because it is at the beginning part of the year. You might be a little busy, but they're asking you to balance. Balance is key for you at this point because that energy of expansion, of softness, of the quiet, of peace is really imperative for your next stages. Balance is important. So this is going to help set the tone for the rest of the year. So they're asking you to really just maintain that balance through this full moon period because you're releasing a lot of the old ways that you would walk on in the world. So a lot of like thought processes, but also the way that you actually do certain things in your physical reality. For example, how you go to work, what kind of stance are you in, what kind of state are you in, how do you deal with conflict, how do you choose to deal with dissonance in your world. It's really just transmuting the older way that you've been experiencing life and the way that you've been doing life. So at this point, balance is key. It's really affecting the lower parts of your physical body. So you may feel some tiredness through the legs, achiness even through the calves and through the feet. And it's just because it's just shifting some energy out. Of course, see a professional, medical professional if you feel you need to do so. But the energies are just really allowing you to release the heaviness and the burdens I'm hearing that you've been carrying for far too long. The divine feminine energies are really being invoked in you, pile 1, in a sense of really just allowing you to receive, allowing you to just be. So you may feel that way during this full moon, that it's just a time for you to be. Don't resist it. because there's a reason for it. As I said, it's setting the tone for this year for you. And with that yellow calcite, I'm being drawn to that yellow calcite over here. And with the yellow calcite, yeah, it's important because it's going to be really empowering you. The energy's coming in. You may feel like you want to grab, like you want to buy or wear a yellow calcite or a yellow crystal, or even wear the color yellow or wear the color white. Those two colors will be the most beneficial for you during this full moon period. But there's a lot of beautiful energies coming in for you, Pile 1. So it's a time for you to just receive it. Stomach issues may be coming up for you, and digestion as well, Pile 1. And it's just releasing of the past, the way that you would digest life. Like I said before, the way that you've been walking through the world is going to change, but you have to release the way that you've been processing it too. And we process a lot of things through our gut, through our digestive tract. All right? So really, really, really nice, empowering energies for you. So let's take a look. Let's go a little deeper. And we're using the Sacred Traveler Oracle deck. And let's see how these energies for Pile 1 are impacting them. Yeah, see, look at that. Purifying, cleansing waters. You may have a lot of water in your chart, Pile 1, or you just may be drawn to water at this point. Regardless, I feel like water is really beneficial for you at this time because you are releasing some here. Purification activates vibrant life force. And to me, that purification color is that whiteness. You're doing a return to innocence, a return to grace. During this time, which is really going to help open you up to greater awareness. It's going to help you get through the illusions. I hope that makes sense, Pile 1. Because it's like this time, it's almost like it's a time to just let go of the old sense of self. And so we do that sometimes by becoming the observer of our circumstance, the observer of our surroundings. And I feel like that's key for you, Pile 1, where becoming the observer and not being so attached to the circumstances or the situations around you are really going to help you to walk through them. With the grace and gratitude card, it says, through gratitude, joy expands. And here, through this time, through this period, if you're keeping your eyes open and staying in the present moment, which feels like it may be difficult for you at some time, in some moments, Pile 1, I feel like you're going to see some magic around you, some softness, some things around you that are really just there to support you, that you may not have even noticed before, but it's there. And part of it is the magic that's within you. Intuition may become heightened at this period, especially if you have time alone, Pile 1, and time to just be in the quiet. Your sensitivity is coming up, and some of your gifts will be making themselves known to you. With the staying focused card, it says hold the course. with the watery realm, it's so easy to kind of be up there in the clouds and just kind of like float in what is. But Spirit is asking you to just stay grounded as well in this energy. Allow the energies to take you and be open to what's being shown to you, but do try to stay grounded in the moment and in the heart space, pile 1, because the mind may be a bit murky, and it's intended to do so. Like the energies are supportive for that, because it's really calling you to go back into the heart space and really just stay grounded in the here and now. I feel like this year for you, pile 1, may be a slow start. For some of you, it's a slow start, pretty uneventful. And if that's the case for you, it's because you're given an opportunity right now to really just float and be in the energies. Each year we start off the year thinking, yeah, we got our goals, we got this to do, we got that to do, let's get her done. But this year's different. We're moving into a 7. And 7 is about spiritual growth, doing it in a more spiritual way, a different way, a way that really enhances the spirit. And so you may be called to just take a whole different approach to the beginning of the year, pile 1. It will pick up, but not right now. Now, for others, you may have a busy start. And let me tell you, it's for you to find that balance between what you really need to do and what you don't need to do, and what fills you up and what can you kind of put on the back burner, prioritizing what's necessary and what's not, and what lights you up and what really just gets you dancing in your life, and what just needs to go with the garbage can here. Simplify your life. Yes, it's time, because you have everything that you need, and the energies coming in for you are really showing you, or will be showing you, how magnificent you are. There's something about legs here. It's impacting the way that you're moving through the world, pile 1. It really is. The energies are really favorable for you and really empowering the way that you move in the world. And it has to do with emotions and what really just fills you up. So during this full moon, pile 1, you may find things coming up within you that don't fill you up, and it stems from the womb or childhood, things right from the beginning that have prevented you from moving in that state of joy, or for some of you, towards that state of joy. So we're going to complete this reading with a message from the Goddess deck, or the Goddess Oracle deck. And let's see what final message wants to come forth for you for pile 1 for this full moon in Cancer, Spirit. You got green Tara. Start delegating. Ask others, including me, to help you instead of trying to do everything by yourself. So for those of you that are busy during this period and find like that you're overwhelmed, this is a great message for you to start delegating. And some of you are being requested, and you'll know that if this is for you, to actually connect more with Spirit and talk to your guides and to release some of those pent-up emotions that you've been holding on to by just expressing it to Spirit or writing them down. There's some wounding in the heart for some of you that are going to be coming up to be released. You may want to write it down and burn it on the full moon, or even after, it's fine. it's all about intention anyway. But this is really about creating the space that you want. So enjoy this time, pile one. It feels like there's some emotions that are going to be coming up for you to release. And in turn, what that's going to be doing is empowering you to create greater balance in your world that really empowers you. Okay? So that was your reading for this full moon in Cancer. I hope you enjoyed it, pile one. Have an amazing full moon in Cancer, and I hope it's everything you need it to be. Give it a like if you like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Hey there, pile two, welcome. If you picked the Amansanite crystal for this full moon in Cancer, this reading is for you. So right off the bat, I had to look up the meaning of Amansanite. I knew a little bit, but I just want to read this to you. It says here that Amansanite is believed to have many metaphysical properties. It balances the masculine and feminine energies. It helps to see both sides of a problem or different points of view. It soothes emotional trauma, alleviates worry and fear, dispels negative energy, aggravation, and blockages within the nervous system. So you may be drawn to this crystal. You may want to hold on to it during this full moon, but there's something in there for you. I feel like it's the lightness of it too. Just a nice, soothing energy. But let's see how this full moon is impacting you, pile two. Let's go into the energies. Interesting. Okay, we have strength. So for you, pile two, it feels like the energies are going to be pretty intense during this full moon. You may already be feeling the intensity, pile two, but it feels as though it's because you're very in tuned and you're in tune to the energies. It's like you're like have this radar. You're like this transmitter / you have just this radar when it comes to energy, even like your heightened sensitivity. Could be just at this point or could be in general, but it feels like you're transmuting a lot of energy during this period, pile two, and it feels like you're transmuting a lot of, so self-worth issues, as well as support issues. Those are the themes that may be coming up for you during this full moon, which all really stems from, the womb. It stems from the root chakra, even the sacral chakra, both of those combined. And I'm getting it's how you see yourself is going to be shifting as a result of this full moon, and seeing how you... There are aspects of yourself that are going to be revealed to you during this full moon, pile two. Aspects of yourself that you have not quite been aware of. Maybe you have on a really subconscious level, but maybe not fully consciously. Things are going to be up. And some of the things are ways that you've been inhibiting how you've been viewing your reality. Thought processes, residual emotions from the past, things like that are going to be coming up for you to see and to clear. I want you to know something, pile two. You are not your past. It was an experience. You are so much more than that. And this moon, as you may be going through some intense periods, I want you to remember that. The energies are helping you to grow stronger roots, a firmer foundation in your present moment, and helping you to, I'm hearing, stand on your throne. Helping you to see the magic and the miracles that surround you as a result of you. I'm hearing this is your land. You are, in essence, an aspect of the divine feminine energy. And so whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. The energies here are supporting you to really just be in your state of glory. Really interesting, really powerful energies coming in for you to really help support you. But you may feel that sensitivity, as I said before, and you may want to go inwards, pile 2. And they're saying, do what you need to do to feel that coziness, to feel the luxury, to feel the wealth that you have. And that could just be like cozying up with a nice, wonderful blanket, or hanging out with your animal, or being out in nature. But something related to Gaia. So nature would be most favorable for you. Even your animals, being around the animals would be really favorable for you. Because, you know, Gaia is the divine feminine as well. Like, it's the earth mother. And that's going to be really supportive for you, pile 2, at this time. So let's take it a little deeper. So we're going into pile 2, please, Spirit. For pile 2, for this full moon in Cancer, how are the energies impacting them in their physical reality, Spirit? How are these energies impacting them? For full moon in Cancer. Stay the course is what I'm hearing. Okay. So pile 2, if you have an opportunity of quietness, you may want to take that moment to dream, to daydream, to just be in that space of your imagination and inspiration. The reason being is that's actually filling up your cup. It's filling up your emotional body. It's filling up that sense of hope and wonder, which is really going to help you to move forward. In silence, peace prevails. And through that silent or that time alone, it's like it's really going to help fill you up. And it also feels like during that time you're going to be getting some messages from Spirit. I feel like that's when we hear it the most, to be honest, when we're quiet. It is, right? So for you, pile 2, it's like that time alone, you're really going to be able to connect with Spirit more and what your guides want you to know. I feel like for you, pile 2, like there's a part that's coming through right now where it's like you really don't realize how far you've come and who you are. Like, you don't see yourself yet. And it's totally okay, because I feel like it's just this everlasting adventure of discovery of ourselves. But you really are magnificent, is what I'm seeing here. And so, anyway, that was a side note. It's like, spend that time alone, because you're coming close to a manifestation that you've been waiting for. It's like the hard, heavy lifting has kind of been done. So it's like, enjoy this time and allow yourself to float with the water. So going with the flow. It says here, surrender to the journey is the major theme in the physical for you. Releasing control, wandering paths, enjoy the journey. It's kind of like, allow the flow to take you at this time. And you may feel that insecurity or that self-doubt about where this path is leading you, because you may not be able to see at this point where you're going, pile 2. But you're being guided. Ultimately, intuitively, especially if you have that time alone, you know where you're going. You don't know exactly mentally, you know, what it looks like, but you know intuitively where you're going. if that makes sense. And so you're being guided to trust your intuition, but sometimes we need to be alone. We need to be with ourselves in order to really build a stronger relationship with that and trust and faith in that. And so that time alone is really going to help you to build that connection. Pile 2. During this time, you may be weaving in and out of different things. So for example, like weaving out of different realities. We have a bunch of timelines happening at once right now. And depending on where you are in your awareness and your journey, we may be hopping in and out of timelines. You may be hopping in and out of different timelines right now. It's just there's so much happening in the ethers that it's a little discombobulating. But they're saying enjoy the journey because things will be settling. That the mind may want to know how things are being settled, but the body and the soul knows. And it goes beyond the linear mind, the linear patterns of the mind. So they're saying now is the time to enjoy the journey. And I'm being drawn to the fox, which reminds me of the Animal Oracle deck, which is about think on your feet. And that's truly what it is. You're being asked to really just be in the space, be in each present moment at this time. Because being in the present moment, Pile 2, you're going to see what fears are coming up in you, what emotional things have been bogging you down. And you're at this state of awareness where when you see it, you'll know it. You'll be like, crap, I'm still holding on to this. I need to just let that go. I'm not where I used to be. I'm royalty. I'm letting it go, releasing control and moving towards my destination. Very nice, Pile 2. Go with the flow. This flow is really important to you, for you, to you, and for you. It's really empowering you to get beyond your box. Pile 2. Where am I going? Okay, I'm going here. Okay, so we're going to end this reading with a card from the Goddess Oracle deck. Any final messages for Pile 2, please, Spirit? For this full moon in Cancer, final message. Okay, we'll take the 2. Oh, there's 3. All right, we'll take all 3. Okay, so we have Sedna, infinite supply. You are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. And I'm being drawn to the whale in the back. And with the whale, Pile 2, you may be going into a deep dive during this full moon. And if you watch the collective part of this reading, I talked about what may be coming up is a sense of security, where you're feeling insecure or lack of security in your physical reality. That may be coming up for you to see. And what's Sedna with this card, it's saying you're supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. There's some wounding that's going to be coming up for you to see. Could be that lack mentality, or where you've been feeling like you're not supported. And some of you could be in that, it could be referring to that emotional realm. Where are you not being supported in that emotional realm? And it could be that you're expecting it from certain areas, but if you look up, you'll realize that you're getting it from other places, or you could get it from other places. There's something here for someone out there about your originality. You're not like anyone else. What may fill you up could be completely different from from what fills up someone else. So you may need this time right now to explore what fills you up, hence the wandering path. It may be time for you to just float for a little bit, which makes sense with the Mercury retrograde, and allowing Spirit to just kind of show you and go where you're drawn to, where your heart is drawing you to really just fill yourself up. But you're unlike any other, pile 2. The things that fill you up are not the same as someone else or other people. Okay, but what does fill you up is around you. It's there. Something is there in front of you, pile 2, that's trying to catch your attention. Okay, it's trying to catch your attention, but it's almost like, I don't know if you're stuck in the past. Some of you may be, or yeah, it is. You're stuck in the past. You're stuck in the old, and it's not that you're stuck. I'd like to cancel that word. It's like your attention is drawn there. All right, something to consider. We have, next card, we have Matt. And it says here, fairness. This situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. What they're saying here with this card, pile 2, is that peace is your key. The way that the world worked yesterday is not the same as it works today. And you may say, Ashina, what are you talking about? This is what's going on in the world, and that's going on with the world. I'm saying that the way that you lived life yesterday, you're not the same person you were yesterday. You're very different than you were yesterday. And as a result, the world will mold to you differently today. There's an aspect of you, pile 2, that's being cleansed, and that would be your mind and your third eye. So your crown may be open. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so your crown, the energy is coming in. You may be getting headaches, maybe feeling cloudiness in the mind, but it's impacting the way that you're processing experiences, processing emotions. All right, so you may be finding if you're able to just really stay present and neutral, you may actually find that situations that may have resulted in an unfortunate way in the past may work out differently this time. So just be open to the end result is what I'm getting. And then lastly, we have Artemis, guardian. You and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected. And actually, that's kind of what I was feeling when I looked at the card. I'm like, you're protected. There's a sense of innocence and vulnerability that may be coming up for you during the full moon, pile 2. But as you stay grounded in the here and now, yes, you may be sensitive, but you may actually catch a glimpse or feel that you are being supported, because you are. There may be flickering lights around you. There may be a song that pops up. You may feel a touch on your shoulder, or like wind flowing by you. There's something there with that. But this is an important part of your journey, pile 2, because it sets the tone. And it's going to help you to focus towards your end result. Really interesting. Sorry, pile 2. I just paused because I'm just looking at her gown, and what I was just feeling was, you're not only doing this for yourself, pile 2, you're doing this for the collective. Like, I feel like you're really, like I was saying, you're really strong and you're really powerful. And It's like what you're doing right now with the transmutation and even the purification and the way that you're moving in the world. You're actually doing it for the collective, because you're opening up a whole new timeline, pathway that's really going to help others. You're a warrior in a way that, you know, it takes a lot of bravery, and you have the strength. And I know that there's been moments where it's been tough for you, and it's been a long, I'm hearing, arduous journey. But it's kind of like, take this time and choose peace, because I feel like your reality is changing for you, pal, too. Okay? So that's your reading, pile 2. Yours was a bit longer. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Have a fantastic full moon. And do give it a like, this video, if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't. And I will see you next time. Thanks again. Bye. Hey there, pile 3. Welcome. If you picked the clear quartz crystal, pile 3, this reading is for you. So let's get into it. Let's go into the full moon in Cancer and how are the energies impacting you. Oh, wow. You got closure, my friends. Very nice. Wow. Okay, so the energies are coming in for you for this full moon to really close out some old cycles, old patterns, old way of being. It's closing a door to the past so you can really move into the new. Mercury's in retrograde, so that's really calling you to go within, pile 3. But at the same time, allowing you to revisit the past. So there may be things popping up for you around you, and this could be people. This could be a visitation. I'm hearing a visitation from a muse, from the muse. I don't know who that is for you, but excuse me, that could be someone that you may have had difficulties having a conversation with. You're now able to have that conversation. It could be just you moving through the world and actually just seeing things around you. If you're in a state of neutrality, certain experiences popping up, certain old memories popping up, certain ways that you used to do things that you're now becoming aware of. That's now just there for it to be, you know, transmuted. You know, we go through those cycles, the spiral, as we move up the ladder of ascension, of awakening. And for you, pile 3, you're walking through it and you're moving through it. And so this is a time of closures, of really closing that door for good. That's fantastic, pile 3. And I feel like for you, part of it is that shadow element coming up for you to really see certain ways that things have impacted you, the way that you have translated certain experiences, and where you've held yourself back. And you're really being called to be compassionate with yourself as you move through these energies. Because there may be moments of like anger, there may be moments of just frustration, but what I'm getting here is it's just for you to see. It's just for you to release and to allow. It's a clearing that's happening. And as you walk through it, it's being transmuted. This energy is really helping you with a glow up, pile 3. Really, really helping you with a glow up. So if you feel like it's been a tough time for a little while, or that you've been walking this journey for a while, or that you're actually really tired right now, know that this is allowing for a glow up for you. A release and really like an upgrade. Know that Spirit is with you, your guides, your teams are with you, and really opening up your pathway and opening up the next stage of your journey for you. You're just moving through the old, okay, and releasing it. So, as I looked up, it said 411, now 414. Okay, let's take it deeper. Let's go into the Sacred Travelers Oracle deck. And let's take it a bit further. So Spirit, for pile 3, please. How is this full moon in Cancer impacting them in their physical reality? For pile 3, please, Spirit. Okay, so we have bottom of the deck, taking shelter. The answers are within. It wasn't really, what really resonated with me is the answers are within. So as you're walking through this time period of this full moon, things may not be so clear in your mind, but in your heart it's fully clear. You're being asked to continually tap into the heart during this full moon. Pile 3. It's like, yeah, you may be doing this deep dive into the shadow. Pile 3, where some of the emotions may be coming up from old circumstances. And like I said, you're walking through your past. You're walking through old ways of being. Love flows through you and to you. Remember, you can transmute anything. And at this point of transmutation, you're being asked to give it the love and the compassion and seeing it with fresh new eyes. In a new way of being, because you're not that person anymore. So this time may be a little turbulent through the emotional realms, the emotional space within you, pile 3. But no, like I said, it's coming up just to be cleared out. You may have an old friend that's returning, pile 3. An old person that's been watching you, that's been admiring you from afar. Or they may continually just be admiring you for a little while. But I feel like you know this already. Intuitively, you know who I'm talking about. But it's the eyes of the past. Interesting. Okay. You're being guided, pile 3, to just continue to move forward. Although you may not know where you're going and things may not be moving around you, they're saying keep your eye on the prize. Keep your eye on on your goals, because it may not be clear about your journey at this point, about your next steps, but they're saying this time isn't about that. This time is for you to just clear out the old. You're releasing still some of the old stuff, the old clutter that's been holding you back, so you can begin again. Taking your first steps. And with this time of closure, of releasing, of awareness, you're picking and choosing what you want to take with you for this year, for this next stage of your journey. Because yes, you are beginning again, beginning anew, as the new you. So this time you're being asked is not to beat up on yourself as this or that comes up. You're being asked to really honor yourself and honor these old experiences that have popped up in the past and how you choose to engage in them now. It's quite different. And when you see that awareness, I feel like it's going to give you pieces of the puzzle, or a piece of the puzzle that's really going to complete the cycle and really release that past for good, and really help you to give you clarity as to how you want to build the new. If you haven't watched Pile 3, the collective part of this reading, I encourage you to go back to it if it resonates, because that's what you're doing, right? Like, you're clearing out the old so you can really create the north, right? Which is your future, which is expansion. But there's been old stuff that's been holding you back and keeping your path narrow. Can I say that differently? Sure. Certain old programs, certain old ways of being that have really limited your ability to really be in the world. The answers are within. Have you ever been in an escape room, Pile 3? It's kind of like that if you've been in an escape room, where if you're aware, if you're present, right? Like, all the answers are in front of you. And then you can open a door. And then you can open another door. And then next thing you know, you've opened up 13 doors and you're standing there and it's like, wow, this room looks so much bigger now. You know what I mean? So I hope that makes sense. Anyway, final message for you from the Goddess Oracle deck. For Pile 3, please, Spirit, final message for this full moon in Cancer for them. Pile 2 got this too. Interesting. Okay, so we have a Sedna, infinite supply. You are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. Pile 3, what I'm getting here with you, I feel like you have everything you need. That there's nothing more that you need, or like that you need to really support you on the next steps of your journey. Like I said, you're just walking through the past right now and releasing the old. And they're asking you with the bold, with the Freya and bold card, unleash your adventurous side, take risks and be daring. Like I said, you're not your past. You're walking through this with different eyes and a different way of being. And as you do walk these next 2 weeks, and whatever comes up, remember you're not your past, and to do it differently. Sorry guys, my throat, I have a frog in my throat. And so I feel like with boldness, it's like, speak your truth. Speak what you feel. Speak what you know to be. Because where you've been holding yourself in the past, you don't need to do that anymore. So it's time to bust out that adventurous side of yours as you begin anew and really be your authentic self. And then with the expect a miracle, the past does not dictate the future. Past outcomes may not necessarily be your future outcome. It's only if you expect it, right? So expect a miracle, Mother Mary. And I feel like with you, Pile 3, you're birthing something new. You're birthing something new. So as you walk through this path, and then you have the black here, have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. If your emotions come up, Pile 3, if that shadow element or the darkness comes up and that pessimism and that cynic within comes up, remember this card. Because that's just an aspect of you. You have so much light that surrounds you. All right? So, that's your reading, Pile 3. I hope that was clear, because you're really closing out the old and really letting go of the old baggage you've been carrying. So be bold, be brave, express your individuality, right? If we're We're not here to be slaves for other people. We're here to really express who we truly are. And so enjoy this full moon and allow it to show you what it needs to show you so you can release all of that past energy and really walk into the newness of you. Okay, so that's your reading, Pile 3. I hope you enjoyed it. Do give it a like if you liked the video. Subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.